What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. We finally got the reveal for the new SH Figuarts from the Egghead arc, and as you know, it of course was going to be another Gear 5 Luffy. Honestly speaking, personally, I'm hyped for this. You know, I love Gear 5 Luffy, but I know a lot of the other people probably don't feel the same, just in terms of wanting to either finish out the Straw Hats or get more, villains and stuff like that, so we can actually pose them against, other villains, right? But yeah, we finally got this shirtless variant of Gear 5. There's not a whole lot different about how it functions from the other one, unfortunately. I know that is also something everybody is kind of, I don't want to say on the fence about, but not necessarily excited about. Let's get into it. Let's get into the accessory list here. So this is a whole big thing. This is, unfortunately, it's a premium Bandai release in Japan, as far as I can see. I don't know what the situation necessarily is going to be for the States. As you know, there's the whole tariff thing going on. So Bandai US has paused pre-orders for now. That's why you don't really see any of the, more recent listings up yet. I assume sometime maybe we'll start seeing things pick back up and they post all these listings, because a lot of other sellers are kind of, trying to ship out stuff before, I think it was May 2nd through the 9th or somewhere around there. Trying to get them out before, I think, all these tariff changes take place, right? Where it would affect current orders. But we'll have to wait and see. So you don't necessarily have to worry about, I would say, rushing to pre-order this anyway. If it's a premium Bandai release in Japan and general release in the States, usually it's pretty available. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let's get into the actual product page here. So 11,000 yen, I believe that's about the same price of the prior one. And right there, that's like what, $70 or something like that. Yeah, $76. Now, of course, when that gets converted into USD with all the different, inclusions of price that Bandai does, it's not a straightaway conversion. It probably could be like 85, but again, we'll have to see how the whole tariff thing affects it. Because like I said, they will eventually put pre-orders back up, and I don't think they're just going to leave all of their, the US Tamashii Nation store. I don't think they're just going to leave it out to dry. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's something to look forward to and see what changes. April 28th is when the pre-orders go live. So that would be like 12 a.m. my time, which is Pacific Standard. And sites like Hobby Genki, Ninden Game would have pre-orders for these premium Bandai products from Japan. So if you want to do that, you can do it. October 2025 is when it releases. So we've got quite the stacked month, that is, because a lot of the other pre-orders that just went up, I think yesterday, also, they're going to be releasing that month. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the pictures. Okay, let's go back here. There we go. We've got Luffy kind of in his running motion here. Not my favorite effect out of all of it, but it's all right. We've got hockey arms, we've got hockey legs, and here is the other thing that I wanted to, we got the sunglasses too. That's pretty cool. And it's actually like a bang accessory, so you can just put it on pretty much any expression. You should be able to. And we've got the old looking face for Luffy when he's tired out. I don't know if this one will, it looks like a whole head actually based off the accessory sheet here. Yeah, unfortunately it kind of looks like a whole head, but I would like to put it on the Onigashima Luffy, but if that earpiece doesn't come off, then you know what I mean, you can't really do that. Like I said, the bangs have the goggles, and we have the different hockey accessories here. What I am going to say is I do hope that they change the peg system, because I can't recall if the arms from Romance Dawn Luffy fit 100% on the Gear 5 arms. I mean, the Gear 5 pegs here for the arms. If they did, then cool. If they don't, then I'm hoping that that's a change they made, because all of these things should be kind of able to be interchangeable. I really don't feel like we should have too many accessories that are not interchangeable, especially for Luffy, who's not getting a lot of these kind of bendy arm accessories in the base kit, for the regular figures. So that's how I feel about that. I know people were talking about the expressions not being too dramatically different from the other release. Fair. I would say I think they could do a little bit better here. And I know it's another release, so they kind of have to still give you some generic expressions. And I know that they're giving you, what is it, 2 different ones, this here and this here. But still, I feel like for most people that are obviously deep into the line, it's a little bit of, oh, I've got these faces already. Why are we getting them again? Looks like you're getting a stand again, so that's also playing a factor probably into the price with that big effect here. Yeah, curious though how they're going to do this cloud. Is it still just attached to the body like this time it's glued down, or can it actually pop out of the chest? Because that was the other thing that I noticed was a problem for people with the initial Gear 5 release, is this part here was hard to tuck back in a lot, and the actual cloud kept either breaking for some people or it just wouldn't stay up. Now, mine has gotten a little bit loose over time. It still stays up just fine. But I have like messed around and kind of tried to do some modifications there in this area. Like I've taken off the actual jacket that the other Gear 5 had, stuff like that. But yeah, you also get the hat. That's necessary. I don't know why they wouldn't include it, right? But glad we have it here. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good, I would say, release. It's just, I do understand why people wouldn't necessarily want this right away, but with that anime airing, like pretty much, I think this is the big climax of the Egghead arc. I think we're kind of in that phase of it. With that happening, it just makes sense, right? Unfortunately, they're going to still try to do, cross promotion for what's new, and then they're going to still do what's old. So I don't know how fast they are going to still eventually get to completing the Straw Hats. They have a lot to go depending on where they want to, finish the saga or finish the crew from whatever era of the series so far, whether that's East Blue Saga and they want to finish that part of it, or they want to do, I don't even know if they would do Onigashima at this point. It doesn't even seem like they would go back that far, even though it was still more of the recent arcs, right? And I mean, they definitely could do more Egghead characters. I would love to see Robin, maybe Nami, but let us get a villain. I know Blackbeard is coming out, but that's a release I think that's like skeptical for some people too. It's just either you want it or you don't. He doesn't really come with any accessories that are kind of there to make him really pop. And just in general, I don't know. There's not a lot going on, I think, with Blackbeard hype just yet, at least from the anime perspective. Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. There's nothing too crazy about this Gear 5 in terms of changes to the actual figure. And I know that's pretty much what may set some people back from buying it, but it is the Gear 5 Luffy. If you like Gear 5, I would recommend getting it. There is a possibility, they of course will reissue it later in the future, because I'm sure it'll still sell. The other one sold, and that one I think went down just a little bit on the on the JP price, but we'll have to see. That'd be a long ways away from checking it out. I am gonna work on getting a follow-up video on the other Gear 5 Luffy. Basically, I'm just doing it like one whole year past. So I believe the last video I posted on that was like May 2nd of last year. So I'll probably put that video out somewhere around the same time, just to kind of follow with how the Gear 5 Luffy fig from, the prior year held up over time. Because listen, a lot of people have had different stories, but I feel like the bendy arms, they work. I really do think that it was a good decision going this route. It's just, there should be an option to have regular articulated arms that the Onigashima Luffy have, as well as the the Romance Dawn Luffy. So that way, so people can have both options. If they wanted to, they absolutely could have just made this a hockey kit, and still given him like this set of bendy arms and this set of bendy legs and another set of regular articulated legs. They definitely could have done that. I don't know if that would be given more positivity, though. It's like a 50-50. I think there's people that both like it and don't like it. It just, it shifts. I think everybody's got their own different opinion on it. I don't like that they don't have articulated toes on there, though. Don't know why they chose to go that route, because it's not like the actual feet are, they don't really bend. They're flexible, but they don't bend. So it doesn't really make sense to me to do that when the actual feet from, Onigashima or Raid, or I keep saying the same thing over and over, Onigashima or Romance Dawn Luffy, their feet work just fine. I don't know why they changed that. Anyways, yeah, that is pretty much it about this particular announcement. We'll get into some other stuff like JoJo's in a different video. But yeah, let me know in your comments. Are you guys excited for this one? Will you be buying? How do you feel about the whole, I guess, tariff situation? I mean, it's like, I don't really know what the end game is for it. Nobody does. Things are changing all the time. Fortunately, it's just hitting, you know, hobbies that really I just wish it didn't hit. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.